Hello guys, how are you doing today? Monday, we will be looking into uranium miners down under. I have a bit of a sore throat. It is what it is. But yeah, uranium miners down under Australia. We look at these every week, roughly around Monday. And yeah, at least the uranium Twitter has cooled off. That is always a good sign. So yeah, definitely as always, like, subscribe, do your thing. Also, Capital Cosm has just released the video that I did together with Finding Finance, Bad Charts, and North Star, where we look into uranium. Only talking uranium for like an hour and a half. Definitely worth a watch right there. And without any further ado, the charting. Yes, the charting. We will stay on the weekly chart today. I hope. Again, 9-2E right here. Overall, beautiful. I mean, beautiful nonetheless here long term. The 30 weekly is coming up here. The short-term downside is here that we are very stretched from that 30 weekly. We need to cool off here a bit. Again, should you be a buyer here after such a huge move? Absolutely not. If you're in, fine. I mean, just sit tight, don't do anything. You should buy any pullback on this chart here again. Long term, this screams that we want to go higher. But again, nothing goes in a straight line. At least that's very, very rare to do so. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, definitely zooming out here. Beautiful. We have the 3 impulses, lower lows, and maybe even 4. But again, if you bought here, you know, when we broke that internal triangle there, beautiful. You just hold on here again. Buy every pullback on this chart here again. AEE, Aura Limited, again, nothing new to this chart, at least. Golden downtrend broken, and ever since we've just been in sideways price action right here. When and if we get above 0. Let's call it 0.37, that is really when you want to become insanely bullish on this chart. Again, breaking above that line right there. If we, for some reason, get a move down to here, I mean, that's also a great buying opportunity. If you are interested in getting into the stock here, again, this is always very bullish, you know, just sideways action here after we have a move up. The only thing that worries me a bit is the gap here. I would have preferred just a straight line, you know, without any gaps, and then sideways action. But definitely, again, the big move comes when we break right there. It is clear as day. Yeah, maybe you get that move there, and that could be an amazing buying opportunity in this stock here. Age, looking at age here again, overall, it looks extremely bullish. That's all I can say. And yeah, people are already, you know, I wouldn't say complaining, but they are already saying that this move is over and all that good stuff again. But looking at this chart here, I mean, how can you say that the move is over? We just left this blue triangle here coming up, you know, higher highs, higher lows, 30 weekly coming up nice and sharply. I mean, if to me, this is still, you know, a long-term weekly bullish trend. Again, the obvious target here for now is the 0.11. Obviously, we will get some sort of, well, not obviously, but often you get, you know, sellers coming in because a lot of people that are entering here that are, you know, trading it have their targets at that triangle high right there. So, but overall, this is a beautiful long-term chart. It is the weekly chart. So, I mean, it takes time for these patterns to play out, but definitely, in my view, still for age, we are going up to here, you know, 0.11, and then we will probably get some sort of pullback, whatever. But then again, to me, this also screams that at some point in time we will break that until proven otherwise. And for now, this is just a weekly stage 2 uptrend with higher highs and lower lows. And the entry, again, as mentioned many times, was back in the late summer 2023, and it's still up over 100%. And people are still complaining. I don't get it. I really don't. You can see here, yes, 100% actually to the tick, more or less. And people are complaining that it's not performing. Yes, I get it in relation to the spot price. I mean, the miners are heavily underperforming, but again, 100% in 6 months. I mean, it needs some time to cool off here. Not cool off, but just to, nothing goes in a straight line, as I always say. And you also have a major level coming across right there. So again, it's okay. It's okay. Same thing here again for Bannerman. People are also complaining that Bannerman is doing bad, but I mean, look at it here. We have broken the golden trend line right there. Yes, I would have preferred some sort of touch here to really have that powerful long-term trend line getting busted for the fourth time. But looking at it, look at it here, guys. I mean, March 2020 lows, huge move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, Elliott wave move up. Go check it out if you're not in. If you don't know what an Elliott wave is, again, Elliott waves is not my. I'm not an expert at it, but I have a decent idea about what it is. And again, we left that blue bullish triangle here, came all the way up to the golden again here, both like below, as I mentioned many times, and we're blasting through. Could we do a complete retest, you know, just getting below 3? Sure. Again, buying opportunity. As long as we're above that golden trend line, insanely bullish in my view. And yeah, I think we have also made this kind of, you know, rising wedge here. Again, it's not, we're still very early. It's not at the end of a pattern, so it doesn't have that much, you know, credit. But again, if we get up to here, let's say at roughly 10, yes, that again, if you trade it, that could be a great way to exit your trade. Also getting close to that 12 up there. But anyways, getting back to what we are looking at here, Bannerman has just broken out of a long-term trend line. Let it retest, let it do whatever, let it just do a bull flag. I don't care. The 30 weekly is coming up nicely and sharp, same as here, just nicely and sharp. It is pushing up the price. And yeah, until proven otherwise, this is as bullish as it gets. Yes, if we retest and we're coming lower, I mean, let's say we do like this, getting below 2, and we drop out of that rising wedge, holy smokes, yes, then we should be insanely worried. But for now, let it play out. Don't try to play it smart here. You know, don't just sit on your hands for now until you get a signal that we are wrong. For now, we are not wrong, in my view. Same here for BOE, Boss Energy. We are above the all-time highs. Again, I will not go into too much detail, but again, breaking all-time highs, both flagging into that level and blasting higher. 30 weekly coming up nicely. Bullish across the board. I mean, at least in the shorter term, as long as we're above 4, the all-time high, I mean, you buy the pullbacks all the way. Every single consolidation, bull flag, whatever has resolved to the upside. And yeah, it looks insanely good here for Boss Energy. Deep yellow, long term. Also looks good. I will not lie. There you have the breakout of the golden long-term golden trend line there. Breakout into the triangle high, pull back. Now we're higher again. We are actually testing from above here, as you can see right there. We are testing that line from above here at roughly 1.4. Again, ideally short term it holds, but again, it is not the end of the world if you start to come down here again. So again, 30 weekly coming up nicely. Still, we have this overall blue pattern here that should be recognized, because I think if we, for some reason, you know, get below that golden trend line, we are definitely going down to here. Do I have that in the crystal ball? Not now, for sure. I mean, that is not something that I'm looking into at the moment. I just have that blue channel right there on because it is insanely well defined. So I will say this also, if we get, let's say we blast up to here at roughly 2, again, getting close to the upper blue and that horizontal support, I would expect some sort of profit taking at that spot right there. Elevate. Also long term here, you can see we are trying to break it very, very closely, depending on how good you or I am at aligning that channel right there. You can see it insanely well defined. I don't know if we touched it there, it doesn't matter, but the March 2020 low was actually the confirmation of that channel. You can see here, if we zoom in, again, depending on how good you are at aligning these, we are just very close. You know, that blue triangle there, beautiful stuff here. 30 weekly coming up. Then we came into that shorter term triangle there, blasting higher. Again, we might do the retesting. But again, I can tell you, if we ever get above 0.6 roughly on this chart, elevate will do fantastic. Again, overall, this pattern is insanely strong. And we're just coming into some sort of double top here from that triangle high right there. Again, for now, still very, very bullish. Actually, for some reason, this one is not on. You have it right there. As long as we're above that green, I mean, it's all very, very fine. And hopefully, we are going like this, and then you will see Elevate perform insanely well. It's actually down 10% today. That's a big hit. I will not go into the daily stuff. The weekly stuff is still important. Again, huge moment in time here. Again, if we break, when we break that blue, yellow, that yellow channel right there, I mean, that's the start. That's the big start for Elevate. Uranium GUE, the old I can never remember. Osaki? No, Osaki? I can't remember. Jesus Christ. Last time someone mentioned it in the comments, and I've already forgotten it. So yeah, sorry. Anyways, again, difficult job to do. We have that resistance up there. Again, we shouldn't worry about that at all for now. What is important is that we have left that blue channel. Again, blue. Why the hell does everything have to be blue? Anyways, that yellow channel right there, fake out. And now we are breaking out here once again here. Let's see what happens here. I'm not entirely convinced that we have a triangle here. If we start to curl down here, yes, then I can say we have that triangle right there. For the first time ever since, you know, the 2021 highs, the 30 weekly is curling up here. Volume is good. Again, if this is a bull flag, in my view, let's say we have a bull flag here over the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks, the 30 weekly comes up. I mean, that should very often break to the upside. Very, very, very often there, actually. Lotus, again, for Lotus, resources. Golden trend line there, not as well defined. Again, I would have loved to have that hit right there of that move. That would have been perfect. But anyways, we're above it, and we're still in this blue uptrend here. A big moment in time comes in very soon, I think, when we hit that yellow resistance coming across at roughly 0.4. But again, 30 weekly coming up nicely. You can see here 30 weekly. As long as you're trending here on the 30 weekly, I mean, you're bullish. You buy every damn pullback that you can get, right? But when you get into the fifth, you know, the fourth or the fifth pullback, maybe you should only trade it at that point in time. But definitely, we only had the first, and now we will probably have the second. And again, a weekly stage 2 incline is fully in motion here in my view. Again, that was the confirmation, and now we're going higher. Lotus on the weekly looks fantastic. Don't look so much into the day-to-day stuff here for uranium. It is very erratic. Even the weekly stuff can sometimes be a bit of a noisy stuff here. But anyways, what's important now, stage 2 weekly uptrend is still very much intact. Expect some pullbacks or some resistance at 0.4. Again, if and when we clear it, in my view, that is also a big hurdle that is taking out for Lotus. Paladin, again, look at this chart. Again, people are complaining that Paladin is, I mean, looks bad. But again, if we remove that line there, I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There it is, connections. We tagged it there again in 2021, and we bull flagged straight below a almost 20, let's say 15-year long resistance line here, or resistance channel. We are breaking out again. Does this look bearish to you long term? Hell no. I mean, right now we tagged the triangle high there, bit of a standard pullback breaking out. We will probably do some retesting, whatever. 30 weekly coming up. I mean, Paladin energy looks incredibly good here long term. Again, day-to-day basis, who cares? This on a weekly, even monthly. Look at it on a monthly here, guys. How can you be bearish when looking at all this stuff here right now? I certainly can't. Yes, if we drop back below, you should probably poop your pants. But again, for now, just follow the chart, and yeah, that's all I can say. Don't be so scared of like 2 weeks of downside pressure, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point in time. Peninsula energy, very different to the others that we have been looking at. Very, very different actually. Somewhat of a strange golden trend line. I see this at some sort of false breakout into 2011. I don't know exactly why that happened, but again, here we have 3 connections, and on the backside also we have a few. Looking in here, short term, difficult chart to really get a clear grasp of what's going on. The only thing that I'm very clear of right now is that double of this channel right here coming down here. We want this to break to the upside. 30 weekly is coming down. Again, Peninsula is not performing as well as URNM or Age or Paladin, but definitely want to watch here when we break. For now, it is just sideways to down chop, and hopefully at some point in time we can knock the door of that one and get some steam, have the 30 weekly catch up. For now, this is not a stock that you should be into. Only if you want to, you can buy, whenever you visit the lower side there. But again, the longer this one drags out, the higher the odds is that we can actually visit, the lows from March 2020. So yeah, it is what it is. SLX here again looks one of the stronger charts that during, after we peaked in 2021, it has actually done insanely well. We had that squeeze there. For some reason, it's not on here. And then we came into what? We tagged it there, and now we're getting some pullback. Again, major resistance visiting the lower side of the rising red wedge. Also, the double top from there to there. Again, totally expected pullback as we speak. Does this mean that we're going to crash? No, absolutely not. Not until, let's say, we get below here, for example. Then this one will have more downside. But for now, this is just a standard test of that high. Many people will take profit, and for now, you could just easily go into a bull flag. You can do whatever here, or we can go all the way down and have some sort of range here for a long time. I don't know, but definitely for now, it is doing standard, profit-taking kind of stuff here. 30 weekly, if we can stay up here, 30 weekly will come up here, and then that's usually also a move to move higher. But again, should you be a buyer right here if you want to get in? Absolutely not. You want to buy down here, or when we break out of that upper level at roughly 5.2. So don't buy into it here. The risk reward is just, it's not there. If you have it bought at the lower price, sure, you can just stay in and only get worried when we drop below 3. I know that's a long way down here, but I don't see it. I really don't see that at the moment. I still think we're going up to visit the highs here from 2007 at roughly $11. So yeah, our equally weighted ETF still strong as hell. Broken golden trend line, breakout, bull flag, higher. Yes, we are seeing some pause here on the weekly, but again, I mean, from a long-term patterns perspective, this is all good. I mean, don't get too caught in the daily noise. Again, as I said here, equally weighted ETF against the spot price, breakdown, retesting the lower side, and now we're rolling over. At least for now, we don't want to take out the lows here. We want to get back above as quickly as damn possible. That's when all the fun happens. Again, this is probably why people are complaining. We had that big move up here where the miners outperformed the spot price into 2021. And ever since, it has been down, heavily underperforming by the miners against the spot price. Again, if the spot price stays here or goes higher even, I cannot see why this at some point in time really should start to break that downtrend and catch up. I don't see it why it shouldn't do that actually. So that is it. The takeaway for this uranium recap of the miners in Australia, I think, yes, we might have like a week or 2 or 3 just doing nothing or just slightly down, but overall looking at the weekly chart with the 30 weekly moving average, which is a very good indicator of the trend. It looks good more or less across the board. And again, people are bearish now. I don't understand it. I mean, yes, if we start to break down of the big levels that we see here or the big trend lines that we have on, then we should be worried. But for now, you should only look to the upside, in my view. Again, day by day is only noise, even weekly sometimes. But the trend is up, in my view. Nothing has changed. But again, 20-30% pullbacks in the uranium space is standard. With that said, stay safe, guys. Cheers. Bye.